Hey everyone, Dr. Stephanie here. I'm a physical therapist, and today we're going to go through a full body morning mobility routine. I love waking up and starting my day with a little bit of mobility work because it helps loosen up my muscles, get the blood flowing, and just makes you feel better throughout the day. So, this is something you can do daily when you first get out of bed, or you can do it during the day, or even before you go to bed. But it'll really help kind of loosen up your muscles, loosen up your joints, get rid of any stiffness you feel, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and your back feels stiff or your hips feel stiff or even your shoulders feel stiff. So this will just kind of loosen everything up and get you feeling better throughout the day. And if you add a little bit of mobility to your daily routine, just 5 or 10 minutes, you'll really notice a difference in how you sleep, how you feel when you wake up in the morning, and just how you feel overall during the day. Okay, so follow along with me, and we're going to start on our hands and knees. And you're just going to do what I call a scapular push-up. So you're just going to keep your elbows straight, keep your hands right under your shoulders. You're going to kind of sink in and then push up. So just kind of your shoulders and upper back is moving. You're just going to go up as high as you can and down as far as you can. You don't need to move your head up and down. Just keep it kind of in line with your body. Just push up and down. You can pause for a second or two at the top, pause for a second or two at the bottom. And again, keeping your elbows straight. You don't want to bend and kind of sink into your elbows. You want all of the movement to be coming from your upper back, up and down. Do a couple more, and then we're going to add a little wrist movement to this. Okay, so now we're going to sink down, and then you're going to push up. You're going to push up onto your fingers, and then back down and sink down. You can adjust your hands to where it's comfortable. So sink down, push up onto your fingers, sink down, come back up onto your fingers. That way you get a little bit of wrist mobility there, a little bit of wrist strength. Down, and then up, and down. And if you're not ready to do this, if this bothers your hands or your wrists, you can just skip this one and just keep doing that scapular push-up up and down. You can also just do kind of a slight lift. So lift kind of the back of your hand up. You don't have to go all the way up onto your fingers. This is actually a great way to start. A little bit of stretch there. All right, last one. All right, now in this position, we're going to do a stretch the other way for our wrists. So you're just going to put the back of your hand on the mat for a second or two, and then switch to the other side. You control how much stretch, and how much pressure you put on your wrist. So you don't have to push down into the mat a lot. Just kind of rotate your hand here, get a little stretch in your wrist. And just pause for a second or two. You should feel it kind of in your forearm, in the back of your hand and wrist. Okay, one more on each. All right, then we're going to do kind of a body rock here. So stay in this position. You're going to rock forward as far as you can, and then you're going to come back as far as you can. Rock forward and back. Forward, get a stretch in those wrists, and then back here. Go back and forth. And you can pause for a second at the front, pause for a second at the back. Back and forth here. Let's go for two more after this one. So 1 and 2. All right, from here, We're going to put our elbows on the mat and kind of just lean forward here. And what you're going to do is rotate one elbow up towards the ceiling and then back down. You rotate up as high as you can and back down. I'm just going to keep rotating here. This gets a good stretch for the shoulders and upper back. And if you can't go that far, that's okay. Just go as far as you can. All right, let's go 2 more. And then we'll go to the other side here. So hands behind your head. Just rotate that elbow up as high as you can. Just nice and slow, go through this motion. You can pause for a second or two at the top and come back down. Just really opening up that chest, stretching out that upper back and neck as well. All right, let's go 2 more. And 2. Okay, from there, we're going to go ahead and sit. And I'm just going to sit in a butterfly position here. We're going to do a little bit of a butterfly stretch. So you're just going to push down with your elbows onto your knees. Push and hold about 5 seconds. And then instead of relaxing, we're going to go the other way. So push your knees into your elbows for 5 seconds. And then we're going to keep alternating. So push down for 5. And then push up for 5. Push down for 5. And push up for 5. We'll keep alternating back and forth. And when you push up for 5, and then you push down again, you should kind of feel your knees go a little bit further, get a little bit of a deeper stretch there. You're going to push up, and then push down. Push up, and push down. Let's go 2 more. Push up, and down, and push up, and down. All right, then we're going to go actually in a kneeling position again. So this one, we're going to sit here, and I want you to take one arm, you're going to swing it around behind you, and then the other arm is going to come up overhead. We're going to come back down, I'm going to swing this arm around, and come back overhead. So we'll go swing around, and back overhead, and back, and then we'll go swing around this way, and overhead. Let's swing around. And this is kind of it's good for your shoulders, but you'll also feel it in your upper back, in your lower back, kind of in your obliques, and it's just kind of a good overall stretch here. All right, let's do this one. And we'll do one more on each side. Okay, from there, we're going to go into a little bit of a squat position. You're just going to squat here. Have a deep squat. If you need to, put something under your heels to keep your feet flat on the floor, or if you want to, you can sit on a yoga block too if you need to, or you can sit against a wall, whatever's most comfortable. But you're just going to get in this squat position, and from here we're going to grab onto our toes, and you're just going to kind of lift your hips up here. Straighten your legs as much as you can, and then come back down. Make sure your feet are even. So you're just going to keep your hands on your toes and just lift up and then come back down. Lift up and back down. You can pause for a second or two in each position. Just lifting up and coming back down. Lift up, come back down. Just alternating back and forth. All right, let's do 3 more. 2. And last one. Okay, and then from there, we're going to kneel on one knee and then place the other leg out to the side. Your foot doesn't have to be totally out straight, but kind of at an angle here. We're just going to do kind of a rock to the side. You'll feel a stretch kind of in your adductors here, inner thighs. So you just want to rock out, pause for a second or two, and come back. Pause for a second or two. Kind of a rock, but not too fast of a rock. And you can kneel on something like a bigger cushion if you need to. Sometimes that's helpful if it bothers your knees to kneel. Okay, let's do 2 more. All right, then switch to the other side. So same thing, foot kind of at a 45-degree angle here. You want your leg to be kind of almost straight out to your side. So you're really getting a good stretch in those adductors. And you just want to rock out. You can put your foot further out if you want to get a bigger stretch, or you can start with it a little bit closer to you. Just kind of feel the spot that feels most comfortable to you. You do want to feel a stretch, so if you're not feeling a stretch, you may have to move your foot out a little bit. Again, just kind of rocking out, pausing for a second or two, coming back to the middle. All right, let's do 2 more. Okay, and then we're going to finish by lying on our back. And in this position, just put your feet together, let your knees kind of fall out to the side. Hands can be on your stomach, they can be by your sides, wherever you feel comfortable. And you're just going to close your eyes and do some deep breathing. So you're just going to take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And this is a good way to end most mobility routines. Just kind of, you worked out all those joints and muscles, and now you just need to relax. So just lie here for 30 seconds to a minute. Make sure everything's relaxed. Sometimes you have a tendency to kind of clench your butt, clench your hips, clench your shoulders, but just make sure everything is totally relaxed. And you're just going to do some deep breathing. Okay, when you feel good and relaxed, you can sit up and go about your day, and hopefully all of your muscles and joints and everything feel a whole lot better.